Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. Well, I hope you've all had the most amazing Christmas. Mine's been really great. I think Henry's been in a food coma most of it. He had obviously, because he's a bit difficult with the meats and the allergies and stuff, so he had some salmon on Christmas Day and there was enough left over for Boxing Day, so he's had like roast dinners every day with his salmon, because he loves his potatoes and veg. Potatoes is his thing, like chips, crisps, anything like that he loves. But yeah, so he's been in food coma most of it, so we've had a really great time. So I hope you guys have too. I didn't get any crafty things. Oh, mind you, I did get one crafty thing. My sister bought me an embroidery hoop with some patterns on. So, but that was the only crafty thing this year. Which is great because I've got so much. I really don't need any more at the minute. But anyway, I thought I'd come back today. Like I said before, I was going to come back with Butterfly Dance. So this is a kit. I think it was sort of the end of January, beginning of February time this year. So, and it was a really, well, it is still a very pretty kit. Still available on their website. I think there's still the big kit and the individual parts as well. I've got the Picture Perfect book, which is gorgeous as well, and it's silver foil, which is nice as well. So you've got all of these circle toppers. You've got time flies but memories last forever, with deepest sympathy, hope you feel better, and then all of these little butterflies. Then your printed cardstock is that gorgeousness there, and then you've got that beautiful delicate foiling in the corner on that one there. So I thought we'd have a little play with that. So I'm going to make a new, well, I don't think it's new, but it's one I certainly made similar things in the past. But I don't think I've made one exactly like this. So we'll see how we get on. So I've got a piece of 6x12 300 GSM white cardstock. And I'm going to score at 3 and at 6. And I'm going to score at 1, 2 and 4. Okay, so you should have two sections where you got 3 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 1 inch, 1 inch. So that is where we are up to. So let's just get that all folded up. So you'll see it is like the other stepper card I do, which is normally 4, 2 and 2, but obviously that's only got the 2 steps. This one is 3 steps, and if you don't go too high, I mean it is 3 and 6, but obviously if you kept it within that 4 inch, you could fit that in a 4x6 envelope. But let me just burnish those inside scores too, just to make sure that does fold and stand nicely. Why are you not doing that? I know why, because I didn't go right to the edge. There we go. So that's where we're at the moment, so you can see it looks like that. Okay, so next I want my trimmer, and I've got a spare piece that's come off somewhere else, and I'm going to cut a piece that's 2 inches, and I'm hoping this is 12 inch, otherwise I might have to cut into, yeah, that's fine. And then this one is going to be 2, 3, let's see, I'm going to go with 1.5 inches, and this one needs to be 10 inch. Okay, I'm going to put that away just a second while I bring the trimmer back, because I want to show you all of the bits we need to make these layers for, and then hopefully I think it makes a bit more sense for you. So this one I'm going to score at 6 inches, because this is going to go over, I think that one goes from, no, I'm going to go from the back to the middle on that one, so that's going to go like so. And then this one with the 10 inch one, we're going to score at 5. This one is going to go on the other side, and that is going to go like so. So we've got this big one coming from the back to the second step, and then we've got the smaller one coming from the second step to the first step. Okay, so that is what we are working with covering. So I have got silver mirror card in the A4, just using it up. So I'm going to start by cutting that to 2 notches under the 6. I might be using that in a second. So that's how long it is going to be from here. Now this first step is 1 inch. So I'm just going to put it over the other side of the line and just do 2 notches under 1. Just find it's easier to do those smaller pieces first. The second step is 2 inches. So I'm going to go 2 notches under the 2. That will go into or onto that second step. And that last step is 3 inches. So I'm going to take 2 notches off that 3 inches. And that's going to be our piece here. Now these pieces here, so this one is going to be 2 by 6. So we're still the right length for this, but if I just take 2 notches off that 2, and if I pop that onto there, that should fit perfectly. And then this one we did 1.5 by 5. So if I take that to 2 notches under 1.5, so we've got a decent piece of mirror card left there, and then 2 notches under the 5. And then that one should fit onto there quite nicely, like so. Let me just quickly click off this message that's come up on my screen. Virus protection. Okay, so next we need our cardstock. Now I'm thinking I'm going to start by taking this to 5 3/4, because that's how long it's going to be along. And I think I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch off the bottom, and that should go onto my smallest mat there. So we've got that one, and then I'm going to go to the 3-inch one, so I'm going to go 2 3/4, and that should go onto that piece there. So then we just need a piece that's going to be 2 notches under the, no, 1 3/4. I'm just thinking I might have done that other piece too big. Let me just check that. That should be, no, it's right, 2 3/4. Okay, so that's those. So now we just need to do these pieces here. And what I thought I would do is take another piece of the other cardstock. I'm not going to cut into the foiled side, but I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4, because that's usually the sort of larger sort of size of things I do. And I'm going to take 1 1/4 inch in this beautiful dark blue, and then that should be 4 3/4, and that's going to go on this smaller piece like so. And then do I want to take another piece off there, or do I want to use, I think I will use this piece here, because it will be going at different orientations, so it should provide a bit of a distraction, and it's going to be covered anyway. So I'm just going to cut this at 1 3/4, and hopefully that should fit onto there quite nicely. And the reason why I didn't want to chop into the other cardstock too much is because as it stands at the moment, 5 3/4, if I take like just over an inch off this, this is a perfect size for a card blank, but if I take the whole 1.5, I'm probably not quite going to be there. So I want to leave myself options with that other piece of cardstock, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now we just need to do some assembling. So the glues I'm going to be using, my Cloud All Purpose, which is an alcohol based glue. I'm going to be using my Cloud Tacky Glue, which is like a PVA white sort of glue. I'm probably going to use a little bit of the Hunkydory glue dots. In fact, I know I am, because I'm going to use those straight away. And purely because some of these smaller bits have been popping or taken longer to sort of glue. So if I put those dots in the middle, I know that's going to be staying nice and still where I've put it. So but it still gives me that ability just to move those about until I'm happy. Difficult to see when it's silver because I think it's slightly more reflective in the light. When I'm happy, if I just press that down, those dots will stick. I'm actually going to do the same with this piece, just a little bit in the middle. Tacky glue in the corner, and then that one can go onto there. I'm actually going to leave those bits till last, because I think it's just going to give me time to get these other bits on the card and let them settle a little. Now with these bigger pieces, touch wood, they haven't given me any problems with popping off. So I can just put my normal glue on, a little bit of tacky, a little bit of all-purpose. Just give that a good press down. And this one. This is a durable, scoreable cardstock. Doesn't mean you can't emboss it. I would just say sometimes be a little careful with the 3D embossing, because it can push that a little too far. But if you want that sort of look with the white core coming through, maybe you want to sand it back, then that is perfect. Generally what I do is make the sandwich a little smaller so it's not pressing quite so hard. Okay, now do I want to put anything on there? No, I'm going to leave that as it is. So I was just thinking about putting a ribbon on. In my head it was like, will I put a ribbon on or will I won't? Or shall I not? I have got a lovely navy ribbon that goes very well with this set, but actually I've got a number of navy ribbons that go quite nice with this set, but I'm going to keep it quite plain. But there's an option there, you could put some ribbon along there or along here at the top. And I'm just going to put these in. And just make sure I get those in the right place. And I'm not decorating these other sides here. I just think it's a bit wasteful on beautiful card when it's not really going to be seen. But if you wanted to decorate that with some of the cardstock or some of the papers from the Perfect Pad, then you know what I say, knock yourself out. My thinking is when I make these cards, it's not only am I sort of giving you an idea of how to make a nice card, but it's like a starting point for where if you want to take that further by adding ribbons, if you want to emboss, you know, all of those things are you know, perfect to sort of, so I just moved a little bit, you know, it's perfect just to take it that a little bit further if you want to. So I love this dark blue. It's sort of teal, but darker teal. Okay, that's in there. Happy with that. Again, I'm just going to use a couple of dots on here, just because we're going to be handling it. I think more of you have had the magazine by now. I know I saw a couple of people online was talking about it, raving about it. The kit in it is super cute this time. So I'm hoping that's what they're going to come back with on the 2nd. But we'll have to see. They've said they've promised us loads of new things. So I can't wait. I think it's going to be a good year. I think, well, Hunkydory always bring us the most amazing products. So there's never any fear there, is there? Okay. So for attaching these, what I'm going to do is just throw my glue pen around so I can't find it next one. No, let's just put that back. So I'm just going to take some red liner tape and I'm going to pop a bit on the inside there and a little bit on the inside there. I'm going to do the same on this other one. Now if I wasn't making this on a video, wasn't going to be decorating it straight away, I would just do it with these wet glues, because they would be enough. They would, you know, make the card plenty strong. But when I'm doing a video and I want to be playing with it straight away, it's just easier to put a little bit of red liner tape on just to hold that in place. Okay, so for this one we're going from the back to the middle. So what I'm going to do is turn this around. So I've taken the I'll use my construction glue actually, and if I just sort of go to where I need my glue to be, and I want it on this left hand side, and it's going to be fairly easy just to line that up with the bottom of my card, like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take this piece off here. And I think actually, no, I don't need to because I've got that red liner tape. So I'm just going to come up about 2 inches. I'm going to bring that down, pop that in. Now that is pushing up a little bit, so let me just undo this a bit. Just readjust that. So what we want is for this to sit sort of flat when it goes in an envelope, and it should come in under the 6. This is going to be just slightly over because I've lifted it up a little bit, but it will still go in my envelopes. If you wanted to just take a little 1/4 of an inch off that maybe, that would work. Okay, now this one, let's use this glue again. Again, we're going to come up about the 2 inch, and this one is going to go behind here. Just going to check that is going to fit nicely, and it is. And then what we can do is just take this piece off. So I'm just going to use a little bit of PVA. So we're just going for this 1 inch piece. So just a tiny bit of glue there. And then we're going to end up with this slightly unusual card with these coming forward and going back, so it's going to give us lots of dimension on our card. Okay, so now all we need to do is just do some nice decorating. And I thought what I would do is use more of these smaller toppers on this card, just because we've got those pillars there. So maybe if I take this one coming across there, maybe this one coming across there, and then if I can get this one out, we could even have this one sort of going. Let's make sure they're all going in different directions. So we've got our three. Sentiment. I'll go with this. I hope you feel better. I would use this round one with time flies but memories last forever, but I think it's slightly harder to find a home for it if I use that one. And then I'm going to come down with this one on the bottom, I think, and then that's going to be my 5. So let's pop that out of the way. And all of these I'm just going to mount up with 1mm gems. And I can just see these are just a little bit pippy. So I'm just going to cut those off. So just where they've been attached to the cardstock, sometimes the pips are just a bit proud. Again, that's fine. It's on there. Just trying to keep them in the rough area where I want them to be. There we go. Right. So since this was the last one I did, let's just pop them again where I kind of want them to be. So that's coming over. That one's going there. We could have that one going that way, or we could have him going that way. Maybe like so. Okay, so for this one, just going to grab my foam pad. I'm actually going to stick it onto here. I think that's probably going to be the best idea. So if I pop those off, some tacky glue just in case I want to readjust it. It just gives me that little window of opportunity. And I'm making sure I don't come over the edge of the card because I still want that to go in an envelope. And we are there. And this one I should be able to just pop around about there. Again, tacky glue. And coming around about there. This one I can pop onto the back because that's staying within that little pillar that we've made. So some of these little pieces I have. Just popping some tacky glue on. And then we're having our little fly going off that way. And then this one, pop down there, just going a little bit up, and then maybe come up a little bit with this one, and scrub. Fine as long as I get it in the middle. There we go. Obviously you could put the bigger toppers on if you wanted to really fill it, but I just thought it would be nice to use up a lot of these little small ones. Okay, so we've got them, and then if I grab some silver Miri gems, there we go. I'm just escaping, get back in there, and I think what I'm going to do is go with maybe one up there, a smaller one on there, because that is the smaller one, and then a smaller one again down, maybe not that small. Maybe it's the same size as that one. Yep, that's all I'm doing, just those three. Again, you could go more if you wanted to, but let's get these popped on. So this glue will dry clear, so if you do see some coming out of the edge, don't worry, give that a little while to dry, for the glue to dry, sorry. Come on, pick you up. There we go. And you won't even know that that's there. That's there. Okay, so there we've got that first card. Slightly different style of card, but still a sort of stepper card, but that with that other dimension. You would be able to write on the inside as long as you kept it upright, like so. Oops, just move that gem, silly girl. But yeah, that is going to be card number 1, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I thought I'd do a nice easy 6x6 round toppers. They look fantastic with a border going across the middle, so I thought I'd have a little play on that that sort of style. So I'm going to have to grab another A4 sheet because we did use most of that last one up, and I'm going to cut this down to 2 notches under the 2 by 2 notches under the 2 notches under the 6 even. I'm going to do that on 2 sides, so I'm just going to get that really narrow white border all the way around that I like. And then I'm going to come in with, where's that piece that we did cut before, that lovely dark blue. I think it's going to be this one or that one. Let's go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to cut it down to I've got another piece of that blue, haven't I? That I had from that previous card. That was the bit I was going to use. There it is. Perfect. Okay. So let's cut this down to 5 3/4, and I'm going to take quite a lot of this corner off, so it just makes it slightly more delicate in the centre of our card. This one should be 5 3/4 already. It is. And what did we have that as the width? 1 1/4. So if I just add 2 notches onto that, so okay, maybe that could do it just a little tiny bit off, but I'm going to use the guillotine on it. So it's just taken, when I've gone over it the second time, it's just taken it on a slightly different track, so there's just like a little hair on half the side, which is longer. But if I just trim that down real nicely. So I've not really taken anything off, just tidied it up, that's all. That's okay. So, like I say, this one is quite simple. So, just normal glues. Just a little bit of edge of. And what you will find with these alcohol-based glues, I'm sure it's true with all of them, that sometimes you do get a little bit of string. So, just be careful when you pull your glue away that that string doesn't touch anything on your Miri card, because it can just take that shine off. That one there. Just a little bit of glue there. I'm going to put that glue, that corner in the looking at the pattern there as well. I'm going to put it in the bottom corner. Down. And while that's just sitting, we'll just put some glue dots on there. Nice press down, and then this is just going to come straight across the middle. So if I just line that up at the bottom of my mat, I'm not putting any height on this at all, so just purely popping it down. You can put height on if you want to play with dimension. You know, you've got those options there, 1, 2, 1, 2, so it needs to be in the middle of here. And I do like to check it with my little ruler as well. Because it doesn't have to be exactly straight in the middle, but it does look better if it's straight, to be honest. But you can play with your sections. I mean, if you wanted to cover a lot of this border up, you could bring it down here, or you could have it more at the top. You know, there are ways to play with that. And I think we'll go with this topper here because it seems to have those same flowers on. I'm just going to pop those all the way out. I'm going to go with that one there. And I might have to look for another sentiment. I don't want to go with a sympathy. I love this as not a sympathy card. I think if I was making it a sympathy card, I'd go a lot plainer. Just popping all of those out. And again, just grabbing my scissors, just throw that glue around again. And you know, you don't have to worry about these pips if you don't want to, but on some of them you can just press in with your nail. Okay. Right, so let's have a little play. So we've got the flowers at north, south, east and west. So we can keep them like that, or we can rotate them around. So that's popping off. Give that another press down. And we've got our, and then I thought maybe we could have this one up in there, and then I did get big essential book of bigger birthday sentiments. I don't know if there's going to be something in here that we can use. Hopefully not as big as those. I might have to go to one of the smaller ones. See, this is kind of a good size, but not the right colour. We've got purple, like that blue, and it's silver as well. Green in the gold, red in the gold. Have a smashing birthday. See, this is the right colour, isn't it? An awesome beer day. Not really the type of card for a beer. Let's see what else we've got. Beer day. You're how old? With love on your 90th. We'll keep that one. We'll park that one. I am liking that one a lot. It's green. Let's just pop that in there as a reminder. Quite like it in that cream as well. So I think I got this in the sale. Yeah, let's go with that. With love on your night. Don't think I want to go with your how old. But I think that fits in quite nicely with those colours. I've got quite a few of the little books now with the sentiments in. Finding them hugely useful. Okay, let's pop that out the way. And then let's decide on how we want this to go. So those are going to go with 2mm foam pads. I might keep that one low. And we'll have these on 1mm. So let me grab my scissors. And did we decide how we're having that? Are we having that? Yeah, we're having that north, south, east and west. So I just want to put some, I want to kind of miss out this middle bit so that it leaves that sort of bar free. Again. Okay, I'll grab another piece. Have you guys made your New Year's resolutions yet, or are you not a New Year's resolutioner? I do have a kind of, I wouldn't say it's a resolution as such, but there are a couple of plans I want to do. Might change slightly because my nephew's girlfriend, well my nephew and his girlfriend, they're the ones with the little baby, Paisley Rose. She is thinking of going back to work, but she is worried about the cost of childcare. And obviously my sister's home all the time because of her arthritis. And I'm home until they sort what's going on with my memory. But they've asked us if we wouldn't mind helping out a couple of days a week if they need us. So of course we said yes. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it possibly might. And I did think if she does come, then it might be nice to do a little bit more scrapbooking. And I've always wanted to do a bit more scrapbooking because we've got a load of photos here that came from a nan, and we really don't know who they are as such. So let's see how we're having that. So the ones that we do know, so I'm just popping that glue along the middle. there's such a shallow, it's just 2 pieces of card between these 2 layers of card, so I'm not even going to bother putting a foam pad under it. So we've got that there, and then this one we want some 2mm foam pads. Apologies, it did cut out a little bit, but all I've done is just put the 2mm foam pad on the back, and I think that one's going to go on there, and then I want some on here as well. So again, I need to be on this side, so let's just check that theory out. Probably get away with one more, see if I can get it to come off. Perfect. Okay, so let's just pop these off. Bit of that glue again. Actually, I can pop a little bit on there because it will stick to this frame. And I've decided I'm going to go up on this corner. And again, tacky glue just in case I want to give that a little swizzle round. Just gonna go around about there. So we've got that nice sort of, we've got that sort of going across, and we've got one going down. So the natural thing now is just to put some gems up there. And I've got these sort of, I can't remember what they're called, and I've not written the name on them, but they're sort of like your sort of creams and browns in the shimmer gems. And I think what I'm going to do is just pop 1 and 2 there, and 1, 2 and 3, and like that, just to finish that. Now I have got the inserts in the kit, so I will put the inserts in later just to finish that off. But that is that card finished. If you wanted to pop a little bit of PVA glue under these just to make sure they stay stuck, but they are quite reliable, I have to say. I haven't had any come off in packets or anything like that. That is card number 2. So I'll just bring that up. So you've got, like I say, you've got that beautiful bar across the middle with the pattern just breaking it up. It does look good even if the background was all blue and it didn't have this corner, but I don't think that corner detracts from it too much, because obviously we've got that with love on your 90th on there, which is nice to have a sentiment like that. But let me just bring back in that first stepper card that we made. So those are the 2 that I've made today, and this was called Sapphire Serenity. And I think they are different to, well, I mean, this one's definitely different, but I think I did check beforehand, and I don't think there was any plain or more ordinary ones. I think they were like easels and reverse easels that I'd done before. But if you do want to see those, you want another serving suggestion for this kit, you can pop on my Pinterest. You'll have to scroll all the way down through the Hunkydory 2024 because it was the beginning of the year, but you will find all of those cards that I made there at that point. I am going to come back again with this butterfly dance kit, just sort of sort of filling in time until that magazine goes live, and then I'll play with that until all the pieces are used up, and I'm hoping that there will be some new nice kits for us to play with coming very early in January. I'm sure they won't disappoint, they don't usually. But that's it for today, so thank you so much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate the time you take to support me by watching my videos. But until next time, hopefully you're getting some crafting time in over this holiday season. But until next time, happy crafting. Bye.